Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Thursday night, and while wife and baby are asleep, I thought it would be fun to do a live stream for our beloved Noel ComiX YouTube channel. So tonight, we're not limited to, but we'll be beginning our stream with a focus on JRPGs, one of my all-time favorite genre of video games. It's also a genre of video games that requires a lot of reading that may result in me needing to drink a lot of coffee because every time I read at night, I inevitably start to lose consciousness. But something very cool came in the mail today. We got a SNES copy of Chrono Trigger. Now, I have many copies of Chrono Trigger for the Super Famicom, for the Nintendo DS, for the Sony PlayStation. Here's my Super Famicom version. But I did not have a US cartridge version. Hello, Tony Romano. How the hell are you, man? We are streaming, and our game plan is to start off with some JRPGs, one of my all-time favorite genres. But the downside to that is I get sleepy when I read, and I'm unobservant. So it should be an interesting live stream, if nothing else. I just got Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo. I do have pretty much every other version of Chrono Trigger. So I wanted to actually get a Super Nintendo cartridge version of Chrono Trigger. Now, I actually ordered a replacement sticker for this. You're not going to be able to see because I've already got it running in the system. He should love it because it is potentially the greatest RPG ever made, and that is not an exaggeration. This is truly the dream project. If you play JRPGs before bed, you will fall asleep, at least in my case, unless you're like so into it. Like, I got super into Xenogears and like things like Xenogears, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, Chrono Trigger. Like, I could play those into the wee hours of the night because I was like so into them. But even games that I really am into a lot, it's hard to, for me, just reading automatically makes me drowsy. But I don't know if you can totally tell this or not, but this label on top, it's kind of popping up. And when I got it, this is actually a repro cart, I believe, although I'm not 100% sure. But I don't personally care if it's a repro cart or not. If it's a repro cart, that's actually potentially good because those are made new, and a lot of the older games are kind of dirty and then can get the inside of your consoles dirty. But it's always nice to have the authentic article too. But regardless, when I got it out of the mailbox, there was some kind of like, it looked like super glue or something kind of smeared on top of the label. So I started trying to rub it off with a Q-tip, and then that started to make the top of the sticker kind of pop off. So it was like a case of my OCD kind of like, this isn't quite right. Let me see if I can fix this. And then I, kind of made it worse, but I just ended up getting a couple of stickers for it anyway. And I just figure I can just, slap a new sticker on there. Yeah, I know, right? But it's not like, if you actually, I'm going to turn this off and I'll show you the actual. Okay, so the actual cartridge itself looks very nice. It's pretty damn indistinguishable from, this is why I think I'm not 100% if it's a repro, but I think it probably is. It does feel a little bit light. And, I don't know. It's just, if you look at the back here, I'm not 100% sure if this if this is a Nintendo cartridge or not. And I want to say it's not because it looks almost too new. But again, like, I don't care. I like repros because they're new and they're nice. And, it's not, for me, a problem because these games are never going to be sold again for the Super Nintendo. So what's the problem here? In addition to the fact that I have a million copies of Chrono Trigger for everything else, yes. But as you can see here, the top kind of was like when I was wiping the super glue stuff off, it kind of started to come off. So, yeah. So I'm just going to get a new sticker and slap it on. But this is still a really nice sticker. Whoa, hello. So, if you're just curious to see, like, this is what the American cartridge of Chrono Trigger looks like. It is identical. If this is not a repro, I've seen the actual article itself because my best friend from elementary school, he lent me his copy of Chrono Trigger for a few months, and that's actually how I beat it. Now, sadly, he lost his copy, but he had definitely a legit copy of Chrono Trigger. I know new copies of Chrono Trigger can go for about like $80 on eBay, this is really maybe the best RPG ever. And I say that having played some really good RPGs, but this game is just amazing. Chrono Trigger, you got that right. So I was just saying that I got a new Chrono Trigger cartridge today. I'm pretty sure it's a repro, but it looks identical to the SNES version. Now, I do have the Super Famicom version of Chrono Trigger. This is a legit copy. I have the... Hold on. Wait a second. I have the definitive... I don't want this to fall out. This will be comedic if it happens. I have the definitive Nintendo DS version of Chrono Trigger. That game, the DS version is the definitive version because it's got all the PlayStation movies and it has no load times. The only downside to it is that you have to play it on the go if that bothers you. I mean, I'm definitely someone who likes to play things in my game room. And this requires being played on a DS, but this actually has a bonus dungeon that shows how Magus becomes Guile from Chrono Cross. It's okay, it's cool. I do have a cartridge of Radical Dreamers as well, which is the first sequel to Chrono Trigger. It is a text RPG that was released on the Nintendo Satellaview. So we've got Radical Dreamers. There's a place on Etsy called Fancy Games that has custom color cartridges. And they do offer like a clear red. So even though I have a repro copy of there was never a physical copy made of Radical Dreamers. It was a satellite download game in Japan only. But it would be pretty cool to get like a red cart like this where I have Tenchi, but with Radical Dreamers. I think it's called Fancy Games, Fancy Video Games, something like that on Etsy. They have really nice English translated JRPG games. So they're really, really good stuff. They didn't have Chrono Trigger though, so I got it from another place that is still really cool. Satellaview was a very cool idea. I love to watch old Satellaviews, Satellaview videos on YouTube. My Josuke cup. I was thinking for Mystic Quest, Final Fantasy 2 and 3, but they're awfully pricey. It's true. Speaking of Final Fantasy 2, well, okay, are you talking about Final Fantasy 4 or Final Fantasy 2? Because I have the Final Fantasy 2 for Famicom. No, Allie, this one is not vinegar. This is not vinegar coffee. This is actual regular coffee. It tastes good. It smells good. It's good stuff. So, Nick, if you want a good way to play Final Fantasy IV, if you're meaning Final Fantasy II for the Super Nintendo, which is Final Fantasy IV, this is another copy of Chrono Trigger that I have. Final Fantasy Chronicles, which is a double disc of Final Fantasy IV with cutscenes, and Chrono Trigger with cutscenes, made by Toei Animation, designed by Akira Toriyama. Yeah, the American version. So this is how I played Final Fantasy IV or Final Fantasy II for the Super Nintendo. So yeah, this is a good game. This is one of my copies of Chrono Trigger. This was my copy of Chrono Trigger that I first owned. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not gagging on vinegar coffee. I'm sorry that's not happening. But I do have, for actual Final Fantasy 2s, and we can play this, since we are doing some RPG theming tonight. This is actually a English version of Final Fantasy... No, that's Final Fantasy 3. Hang on. I got Final Fantasy 2 in here. Where's Final Fantasy 2 at? That's Final Fantasy 1. Where's Final Fantasy 2? Hang on. There it is. Alright, this is an English version of Final Fantasy 2 right here. I really like this. because it's got the white cartridge, which is just like how the Famicom cartridges were in Japan. It's got the Yoshitaka Amano cover, and just to compare, I do have the actual Famicom cart of Final Fantasy II, and this is what the Famicom cartridge looked like. I really love the actual text that they used on this, though. I love Yoshitaka Amano's artwork. The only downside to this version of Final Fantasy II is if you're someone like me that doesn't read Japanese, it's very hard to play, which is why I got the English language version that is done in a Nintendo-style cartridge, but has all the very, very cool stuff. It's got the more traditional Final Fantasy text, but that's fine. It's still fine. So, really good stuff. So I've got Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 like that, both on in American and in Japanese. So with the NES style carts in white and the Famicom style carts in white. So it's good stuff. People are seeming to be excited about the JRPG theme of the channel. This right here is a very good RPG. This is a visual novel called Metal Slater Glory. This game is a rare Famicom game that I got custom made in English with a gold cartridge. This was a pretty expensive cartridge because it's got a lot of weird chips inside of it. But this is actually the English language dub of Metal Slater Glory, the visual novel. That really, is there a conversion device for Japanese to English? Yes. So I play my Famicom primarily for NES games. But I do have a top loader as well. I had a front loader, but I got it at a flea market, and it just was never working well. So this is my Famicom setup here. The Famicom Model 2, I really like the Famicom as a console, so I really wanted to get the Model 2 top loader for my NES, because this is identical to the Model 2 Famicom, except for the fact that this says Nintendo Entertainment System on it rather than Family Computer. But so this is my NES player, and this is my Famicom. But the only reason I have that top loader is for some of those later games, like Metal Slater Glory, and then I have another visual novel called Dreadful Biomonster Jesus. That game, those games are so kind of packed with tech, because they're basically like, they're visual novels, they're manga video games that have a lot of powerful imagery on them that really pushes the NES to like limits that it wasn't designed to have. So sometimes they just don't play right on the Famicom in English if I like pop an NES cartridge in there, because the pin match is not 100%. Now, like in my experience, 9 out of 10 times, if you have a device like this, which is what I use most of the time, this right here. So you can get this both ways, but since I love how the Famicom looks, I'm a big Famicom enthusiast. I think it's just one of the prettiest consoles ever, and it's such a cool device if you like 1980s Japanese culture and 1980s Japanese manga. So this lets you play NES games on a Famicom, but if you have an RPG or something that really is advanced, the Famicom has fewer pins than the NES, so sometimes this situation here can cause some problems, and that's why I have the top loader. The top loader is RF only, which is weird because in Japan the Famicom was RF only, but I have an AV modded Famicom. And then my top loader, which looks like a Famicom Model 2, which in Japan was called the AV Famicom, is RF only. So I have it kind of backwards, where my Model 1 Famicom is AV out, and then my Model 2 Famicom is RF out. So either way, that's all good in the hood. Okay, so I'm just getting all these NES game sleeves relatively organized before we start our gaming. This right here, this game, okay, this is a weird situation. I actually have 2 copies of this game here because the seller was very nice. Okay, this, for sure, this copy of the game doesn't work right. I haven't played this one enough to be sure. So this is kind of like an Alien-style visual novel, like Alien the movie with Sigourney Weaver. And I got to a certain point where you get off of your first space station, and literally it was like the pages in the book were out of order. Like, I knew I was looking at the wrong text for the wrong scenes, because stuff just didn't make sense, and then I looked at a walkthrough, and stuff was not syncing up properly. Like, I was seeing the text from previous portions of the game in later portions of the game, and so it was just, the game was pretty much unplayable. But the guy who made this was so nice. He basically gave me another free copy just to, you know, he went through the trouble of making another copy, basically. Okay. We're almost certainly going to do another live stream tomorrow, because our good friend Retro Zoltan has completed the hack of the Shonen Jump Famicom. So I, you know, did a lot of talking with him, and he was super, super helpful, super cool. I gave him a list of visual novels and JRPGs and English translations for this game, because the Famicom Shonen Jump version had so many kind of like RPG type stuff on it, because Shonen Jump is like it's reading based. It's like a comic. It is a comic book magazine. I got as many translations of the games on here in English as I could, plus some extras, and Jesus is on there just in case that cartridge that I just showed you doesn't work. So I have a lot of visual novels. I got all the Dragon Quests translated into English on there, the Dragon Warrior games. I got Gilligan's Island, the video game, on there, which will be fun. So look forward to that if that comes in the mail tomorrow, which it should, because Zoltan is based out of New Hampshire, and as Allie remembers from her geography class that her awesome social studies teacher taught, New Hampshire is not far from upstate New York, so it should really take about 3 days max to get here, and so it's been 2 days, so I'm expecting that tomorrow. Good stuff. Okay, well, let's hope I don't fall asleep here, because reading and my lucidity are not always, 100%. But, nevertheless, we're going to play some Chrono Trigger. We're going to play not the Japanese version, we're going to play this awesome Japanese RPG in English on the Super Nintendo Junior, which has fantastic RGB out when it is, modded. So let's get down to it. Sorry, let's position this like so. All right, I'm gonna pull up a chair. So, now, if you're someone like me, who likes Dragon Ball, and we talked about Dragon Quest, you will definitely recognize the artwork from this game is done by the one and only Akira Toriyama, who is my all-time favorite mangaka. Now, I am making a manga. I'm on page 23 of a 55-page limit. The pacing of the story should reach right about to the max. I'm a little more than halfway through the story, and it's a 55-page limit, and I'm at page 23. The reason I bring this up is that Akira Toriyama is one of the judges. This is the Tetsuka contest. That is, I think this is the first time it's been internationally done. So this is the big contest that people do in Japan to get published in Shonen Jump, and Toriyama is one of the judges. So just to even have him look at my work is really got me excited. Other mangaka are the authors of Slam Dunk, One Piece. So that's got me really excited because I really love both of those mangas as well. I kind of fell out of One Piece just because the American version of the cartoon was so terrible. I was super into the manga when it was... I'm sorry, guys, that this is so oversaturated here with the contrast. The manga that I read was great. I used to read it in Shonen Jump when it came out in like 2003. And then once I stopped getting every issue of Shonen Jump, I kind of fell out of it, out of following One Piece. And I haven't really kept up a ton with it since. When I had TV Japan, I would catch it when I could. I definitely like One Piece, but there's a lot of it, which is, not a big deal. Like, I've seen every Dragon Ball thing, and Dragon Ball's been going on since 1984, but with several breaks. But anyway, in Slam Dunk, I have such a huge attachment to, because I watched that anime with Santino when he was a newborn. Like, that's what I would do. I'd come home from school, get Santino from daycare as a newborn, and we would watch Slam Dunk together. And I just love Slam Dunk. It's such a beautiful, interesting series, and it actually got me to, start really paying attention to how to play basketball myself. So yeah, there's that. So it looks like someone's already tested this game out, which is nice. It's actually my first time playing this game. We'll have active, and my name is, let's pull this back just a little bit, Chrono. Now, Chrono doesn't talk. And neither does Serge, his successor. Although Serge talks in Radical Dreamers. If Serge didn't talk in Radical Dreamers, it would make no sense, because it's a text game. What the hell is going on here? The narrator's not talking. Just random text. So yeah, Radical Dreamers is Serge's diary. But Radical Dreamers is about time travel. And so there's many different kind of potential outcomes to Chrono Trigger. Did you just say the Etsy person that you... hang on a second. Did you just say Etsy person that you get forgotten video games? I don't know. Retro Zoltan is one, and retro video game sounds familiar, but I'm not sure if I've gotten anything from them. But yeah, just scour Etsy and see what interesting things you can find here. I'm gonna hit the lights and see if that actually maybe I'm gonna push this in a bit further here, see if that helps. There we go. Okay. Come on, get up, you sleepyhead. Ah, Lean's bell makes such beautiful music. The music in this game is just so haunting and charming and beautiful. Alright, you were so excited about the Millennial Fair that you didn't sleep well, did you? I want you to behave yourself today. Let's get moving now. Now, Toriyama's designs here are very cute. This game, it has this, pivoting back and forth between being, very cutesy and then, just, very, very gritty. I'm trying to see if there's a way to get this less, washed out looking. It's just that there's, some black on the screen here, and so that just will automatically make the phone and the camera not get along as well. Alright. Finally, by the way, that inventor friend of yours, I've forgotten her name, and it's Luca. Luca is awesome. You want spoilers here? Because who here has played Chrono Cross or Radical Dreamers? Never mind, she ends up being fine forever. That's right, Luca, don't forget that she invited you to see her new invention. Luca is very similar to Bulma from Dragon Ball, except she's nerdier. So Bulma was kind of a sex pot, but a really smart inventor, and Luca's just a, nerdy friend to Chrono. Now, like most JRPGs, things start out very idyllic. This game, very nice big sprites. When you get out on the world map, you kind of kick back to these, like this very little sprite of yourself. But it is very recognizable, and let me see what Tony's saying here. Sorry, that was a typo. I meant where you got the repro, but apparently people I got repro from Forgotten Video Games don't exist anymore. Oh, that's too bad. Well, I mean, one of the reasons I snatched this up is because, repros of Chrono Trigger, I don't know if, like, this is one of those games that it's kind of like people don't reproduce it as much. Definitely the repros of games that were never sold in the United States seem to be much more plentiful. There's nothing illegal about repros. I know people will, because like if you don't have the game, then it's technically illegal or something along those lines. But the whole idea that you can, copy and reproduce something is not illegal. So either way, most repro people on Etsy tend to shy away from American games and opt for games that were only done in Japan, and now they're producing the English translations of those games, or reproducing the English translations of those games, I should say. But I found a Chrono Trigger and I just snatched it up because I don't have an English cartridge version of it, and it plays perfectly. It's all the same hardware. Welcome to the Millennial Fair. Have fun. So basically, Chrono Trigger starts out very sweet, very fun, and in the Toriyama style, he balances out the charming and the gritty, the comedic and the serious. Those runners are busy racing, so they won't talk to you. The big sprites and the charming music really are just fantastic. So basically, people who made this game were a combination of the creators of Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy VII. Do I have enough money here? I have $600. That load sword is way out of my price range, but the Iron Blade is not. I live on the continent to the east. Come see me sometime. Sure, that guy's going to play a big part in the story right there. The race is being quiet. Watch. So, fun fact, Chrono Trigger, its existence delayed Final Fantasy VII on the Super Famicom, which then caused the Final Fantasy VII project to get pushed to the next generation, which was assumed to be the Nintendo 64, the Ultra 64, but once the N64 was going to be cartridge only, this is familiar to a lot of you guys, Square decided that they really wanted to do Final Fantasy VII on CDs, looked at the Saturn and PlayStation, ended up settling on the PlayStation, and that caused a huge falling out with Nintendo that lasted up until the Nintendo GameCube. When they did Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Let's go to this Tent of Horror right here. Welcome to Norstein Beckler's Lab. The spine-tingling show is about to start. How many silver points would you like to pay? Yeah, let's go with 10. We don't have enough points. Oh yeah, I must have spent all my... I either haven't accumulated points or I spent all my money on that sword. Either way, let's go up here and run into my future wife. Thud. Hey! Ouch, that hurt. I'm sorry, are you okay? Oh, my pendant. I'm a gentleman. I'm going to see how she's doing first. No, don't tell me I lost it. Oh, it's right here. Oh, thank goodness, my pendant. It has a lot of sentimental value. Can I have it back? Yes, you can, because I'm a nice person. No one is going to try me for my misdeeds later in this game. I came to see the festival. You live in this town, don't you? I feel a little out of place here. Would you mind if I walked around with you for a while? An attractive blonde wants to follow me around. I don't see the problem in that. You're a true gentleman. Oh, by the way, my name is Meryl. Or Marley. People pronounce it differently. Either way. Okay. I'm Chrono. Yes, what a nice name. Now please lead on. Okay. 0 silver points. You want to exchange Gil for silver points? No, I'm fine. I don't think I need it. There is a... oh, shit! I shouldn't have done that. I ate that guy's lunch. Okay, so I'm just going to start spoiling things about this, so heads up. Alright. Later on in this game, you're going to get put on trial for how you conduct yourself at this fair. And, I should not have eaten that guy's lunch. I just saw food and it looked yummy. Maybe if I could buy that guy lunch. If you want to demo Luca's robot battle trainer, collect silver points if you win. Yeah, let's get some silver points by fighting this guy here. Gato, he has metal joints. Beat him up and you get silver points. So now we get a taste of our battle system. Pixel work is... the pixel work on this game is, I think, the best pixel work ever, personally. On a PVM, it's just ridiculous. It's just so good. The other thing about this game that's really good, too, is eventually you're going to start getting into being able to do, like, team-up attacks. The weird thing about this is that this game was a really, really big deal, and it has a very... unique style to it. It's a very lighthearted game that is garnished with very serious genre tropes. Its sequels, Radical Dreamers and Chrono Cross, are really over-the-top depressing. And they really make a point to pretty much kill off every main character in this game. Now, the way that they do it is not that infuriating, especially when you realize that there are many potential dimensional outcomes to this game, and the story to Radical Dreamers and Chrono Trigger is very... I mean, the Radical Dreamers and Chrono Cross is very well done. So it's not just like they're shitting all over the franchise for shock value. You brought back my Kiki. Alright. I am a sweet guy. Let's have a quote-unquote soda drinking contest. Now, in the Japanese version, this is beer. That's the best you can do. You're awfully competitive, aren't you, Chrono? Yeah, Chrono and Meryl and Luca all have cameos in Chrono Cross, but they're like ghost children. It's weird. The only person that's alive in Radical Dreamers is Magus, who is one of the Radical Dreamers. Now, the stupidest crap thing that they did in Chrono Cross is they're like, we want to make the game like Suikoden and put 1 million characters in there, but that means that we don't feel that we have enough time to really flesh out the Magus backstory, so we're just going to make this character named Guile, who, they'll just kind of say, use it up to your imagination if it's Magus. But Magus was originally made to be... Guile was originally made to be overtly Magus, because Radical Dreamers is basically Magus and two thieves trying to avenge Luca's death and steal the Frozen Flame back from Lynx, this evil cat human aristocrat that is that lives in this castle and has this kind of mystical evil power. It's really good stuff. and it's very, very moody. Um, it's a complete stylistic contrast to Chrono Trigger. It's a very dark sequel. It kind of reminds. I've never seen like Return to Oz. It seemed pretty shitty, but it's pardon my language. But it seems actually a lot like what I've seen of that. It's like Dorothy goes back to Oz and everyone's dead. You know, so it's like oh, okay. That's kind of the spirit of the sequels to Chrono Trigger. But keep in mind, those are just one outcome of things that happen, because when you go and travel through time, you create different dimensions. Like, I don't know if you ever watch Justin Wang's YouTube channel, but he has one video about John Teeter, who's this supposed time traveler that posted on the Art Bell forums. Hang on. All right. I'm Vix. I'm Wedge. I'm Piet. Find Wedge. 1 in 3 chance. Damn. All right. So guys, is this entertaining to watch a role-playing game being played or not? Are you bored out of your mind? Are you angry about the monitor quality? Are you thoroughly enjoying this? Tell me what you feel. So we're just running around here. Eventually, things will open up. Oops, sorry, I went back too far. Eventually, things will open up and we'll get to go see Luca. I'm sorry I don't want to gossip with you. Monitor's fine, RPGs are good. Alright, good deal. Well, let's go fight Gato. Oh, good, that guy got his lunch back. Alright, let's not steal it. Now, if you play the PlayStation version of this game, there is load times before the fights. It's nothing major. It's like, every fight, it feels like there's about a good 5-second wait before the fight starts. Maybe 3 seconds. As opposed to instantaneous with this game. But you get these really, 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 really good cutscenes that make the game look just like Dragon Ball. Like, really good episodes of Dragon Ball Z. Chrono's got some damage here. We're just gonna have to go for it here. See if we can knock him down. Come on. So like I said, the DS version has no load time and those cutscenes. And we got to level up here. So this is actually a really good way to level up early on in the game and acquire some of those dollar bills, you know. Okay, I was thinking I was going to mention this at the start. My friend from high school, her name's Ursula, actually gave me a burned copy of the Chrono Trigger anime. Now, you may be telling yourself, what? There's a Chrono Trigger anime? Kind of. There was for like an anime festival, a short, I'd say it was about like 15-20 minute film done. Hang on a second. Just between us, I heard the king is distressed over his tomboy daughter. Well, it's not that she's standing right next to me or anything. It's about this like 20-minute video or so with like the monsters and some of the side characters from Chrono Trigger. And Chrono does have a cameo in it. I'm gonna do some Jurassic dancing here. See, this game is so good. Like, I'm not even kind of tired. I I mean, it also helps that I've played it a million times, too, so. Basically, how we dance here is we just hit different buttons here on the controller, and it just makes us laugh and act surprised and all this other stuff, so. Okay. Well, that was fun. Now, eventually, we will go to the prehistoric past. We'll go to the post-apocalyptic future. We will go to, you know, medieval times. We'll go to the year 1999, where everything is super edgy and exciting. Yeah, so we will travel through time, and a good time will be had by all from us traveling through time. See what I did there? So we're just still running around, watching the race, running in the race. Can we bet on the race? Yeah, let's try Steel Runner. Alright, well, let's sit here and watch the race. I think pretty much we just have to kind of, like, do some stuff while, you know, Luca sets up her time machine. And since I'm talking and narrating this and I'm so bad at multitasking, you know, it's just, we're like, oh, and I also spent like 20 minutes just talking about stuff. So we spent about like 20 minutes doing nothing here, other than just running around the fair. I think I'm good. Alright, it's ready now. Let's go. Whee! Oh, she wants some candy. Alright, that's right. Oh, darn it, I didn't mean to. Alright, let's go up here. Alright. Step right on up. Any of you... Okay, so I'm just going to keep shooting out spoilers here. If you don't want to hear them, just plug your ears. So basically what's going to end up happening here is Luca is going to adopt, and this is pretty complicated, it's been a while here, the reincarnated ancestor of Meryl, which is the younger sister of Magus, who has... does she have the time stone? I don't know. I have to kind of refresh my memory on things. Either way, she's deeply tied to something called the Frozen Flame. And Luca knows about it, gets killed, and then Kid, who's Luca's adopted daughter, goes to avenge her with Serge and Magus, but you don't know it's Magus because Magus is in a disguise and calls himself Gil. So, there's Radical Dreamers for you. Step right on up if you have the courage to try this super dimensional thingamajig here. Hi, Luca. Luca also has a cameo in Xenogears, who is made by the same team that made Chrono Trigger. It's speculative if Xenogears and Chrono Trigger take place in the same universe. I remember reading an interview long time ago with one of the creators saying that Xenogears started out as a Chrono Trigger sequel or spin-off. Obviously, it went in its own direction and had its own like Xenogears encyclopedia. That was an attempt to have a big franchise series on PlayStation hardware, and like the Seiken Densetsu Final Fantasy style. But Xenogears was the only game they did. And then they did Xenosaga with Namco, which was similar but different. Now, what's going to be super interesting here? I'd always heard that pirated versions of this game freeze on the teleportation stuff. So let's see what happens here. Wow, that was great. Geez, Luca, your harebrained scheme seems to be doing just fine so far. How did you pick up a cutie like her? Hang on, Chrono, I'll be right there. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, as this vision of loveliness steps aboard the machine. Don't go away, I'll be right back. You sure about this? There's still some time to change your mind. No way, throw the switch. Okay, everyone, let's give her a great big hand when she reappears. All systems on. Begin energy transfer. Oh no, it's reacting to her pendant. Yeah, the pendant is the thing that was tying Kid to the whole time travel, interdimensional fabric stuff. Now, what's sad is my copy of Chrono Cross I bought at Walmart, brand new, and it had a defect on the back of the CD, which always freezes when Kid gets stabbed by Lynx. Now, I did end up downloading Chrono Cross on the PlayStation 3. I actually should have had it loaded onto my PlayStation Mini, but I forgot to do that. Show's over, folks. Let's get out of here. Wow. Well done, people. You've disappeared this lovely young woman. Where is she? Maybe she disappeared. It couldn't have been the telepod. The warp field seemed to be affected by her pendant. What are we going to do now? She's so familiar. I know I've seen her somewhere. Luca. What are we going to do? I'll tell you what we're going to do. Chrono. You're actually going to do it. What a fine lad. Listen, I don't know where this machine is going to send you, but we don't have any other choice. Won't they both be lost? This is our only hope. That pendant seems to be the key, so hang on to it, Chrono, and brace yourself. All systems on. Begin energy transfer. Power to full. Yokai. We did it. I'll follow you after I know what went wrong. Good luck, Chrono. Whee! I've never seen this on a PVM before. You get, like, extra lines of... Alright, it didn't freeze. We're good. I'd always heard, and I bet it was, like, for those, like, floppy disk clone things, that, like, Kulu and Kurosawa used to make Hong Kong 97. Uh-oh, these little Piccolo, Garlic Jr. guys are after me. Wish my stimulus check would come so I can get more Super Famicom games. Oh, crap, I died. Uh-oh. Well, that was short-lived. I went back to save Meryl and just felled instantly. Well, we didn't save either. So yeah. So that's Chrono Trigger right there. If you really want, we actually have Chrono Trigger on the PlayStation, and that should have some saves a bit farther ahead. So, should we keep on playing Chrono Trigger or play another JRPG? What would you like? I'll leave it up to the audience while I drink my coffee. We also got Alex Kidd for the Mega Drive in the mail the other day. I have Alex Kidd on my mini consoles, but I actually never had a cartridge version of it, so I saw one and I snacked it. So that's fact. Whereas in pro wrestling, they would say that's a shoot. Coffee never tasted so good. I mean, it's possible. Maybe we just have people just watching or have fallen asleep, which is fine. And if that's the case, if I don't hear anything in about a minute or so, then we'll just... I'll just make a call, and we'll see if we play Chrono Trigger or something else. Incidentally, been watching a lot of Highlander the Raven. And that is a quality show. And it is on demand on Pluto TV. Pluto TV, fantastic stuff. I went on some YouTube videos for Highlander the Raven, and people are acting like that series. I'm not asleep, I'm sorry. Well, no, I mean, you don't need to necessarily apologize. I just wanted to know if you wanted me to play more Chrono Trigger, I mean, I'm also deeply angry at you that you're not prioritizing me ahead of your life and loved ones, because, that's literally how YouTube works. If you're watching the YouTube video, then that video becomes number one in your heart, mind, body, and soul. That's just how it goes. And if not, then you must be canceled. So, for not replying, what was the other game you were talking about? The colorful one. They're all colorful. Let's see. We have this game, which we did play a little bit of on one stream. Tales of Fantasia. Tales of Fantasia. We have... some people say we live in a star ocean, but I think those people are just being silly. We have Tenchi Muyo. We have... we have I got a ton of JRPGs. I just pulled some Super Nintendo, Super Famicom ones. We have Metal Slayer Glory on the Famicom. We have the text-based RPG sequel, Radical Dreamers. This is just like reading a book. I mean, it literally is reading a book. It's a black screen with words and some occasional pictures. We have... just the whole... I can we go on a little road trip. We really want to keep going with the RPGs. PlayStation. Wait, that one. What one? Radical Dreamers? You play Radical Dreamers? Or Chrono Cross? Or one of the colorful? I don't know. I'm thinking you want to play Radical Dreamers, because that's the last one that we took a look at here. That's right, the text-based one. Never mind. You don't want to play Radical Dreamers. So you remember Radical Dreamers, and now you don't want me to play it. If you're interested, I wouldn't mind more Chrono Trigger. Okay. I'm going to actually get the PlayStation version of Chrono Trigger, because that version is going to have some cutscenes that will be interesting for you to see, And also, we can go to a different part of the game rather than just play the exact same part that we were in. I'm actually going to pull out the Final Fantasy Chronicles. So, once again, Chrono Cross was like the whole idea behind Chrono Cross is we're gonna do Radical Dreamers the right way with a big budget and attention to detail, and it's a really, really, really good game. But I honestly think Radical Dreamers did a little bit better job of being a sequel to Chrono Trigger than Chrono Cross because of the fact that Guile was Magus was in there. So yeah, okay. So Chrono Trigger. Let's set our camera down here. And we will power up. Well, actually, let's turn off the Super. Get our PS2 raring to go. Get our good friend Ye Old Scar Cable. Yeah, Radical Dreamers is really cool. I don't know how interesting a visual novel would be through stream, though. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's going to be Welcome to Masterpiece Theater. That's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be me reading. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. You don't want Star Ocean? I love Star Ocean. What don't you like about Star Ocean? I'm curious. Star Ocean, I think, is a graphically impressive action RPG with some great music and a cool story. But I would be curious to hear your constructive criticisms about Star Ocean, unless it's just like we played it fairly recently and you don't want to see any more of it. Sorry, I'm gonna reach over the camera and plug in the PlayStation SCART cable here. I will take out our good friend Tekken 4. If you do want to play some fighting games, something like that, just tell me. We also have our Mario collection for the Super Famicom, 16-bit versions, known in Japan as Mario All-Stars. But I like the Super Famicom version better because I like the cover art to the stuff. Also, in mind, Tales of Fantasia. Okay. Well, I already plugged in the PlayStation, so we'll double back to Tales of Fantasia. I've been playing through the PS2 one and was enjoying the terrible dialogue, but it's dumb difficult. I beat the second one. I can't remember if I played. I think I beat. Okay, so hang on a second. The PS2 Star Ocean is Star Ocean 3 because I beat 1, 2, and 3, and I want to say that I might have used a Game Shark or something on 3 to speed up the process. I remember really liking 3, though. But I can't remember if I cheated on that game or not. I don't think I cheated. I think I just used a walkthrough. Either way, I liked 1, 2, and 3. I haven't played anything beyond that. I would recommend, out of the 3 Star Oceans that I played, 1 was my favorite. But it's all good in the hood. Let me... Till the End of Time is the one I was playing. I'm pretty sure that's the one I played. Yeah. So I beat. So it goes like Super Famicom, PlayStation 2 is for 1, 2, and 3 for Star Ocean. But stylistically speaking, I like the first Star Ocean the best. And I think story-wise, like the first Star Ocean the best too, but they're all good. I have the one Star Ocean on Xbox. Where did I put the other freaking... I'm always losing stuff. Alright. I can't find the remote to my Roku. That is annoying me. Yeah, they're all good. Star Ocean's awesome. I enjoy the first Star Ocean the most, though. Okay. Now comes the fun task of memory card analysis and seeing where we actually have our saved games. Ooh. Come on. You stand. Okay. Alright, let's go to our memory card here. This one does not have Chrono Trigger on it. Does this one have Chrono Trigger on it? Panel Stadium DON. I have a burned copy of that. Okay, this does have Chrono Trigger on it, so I want to copy this to memory card 2. Doesn't have any space on it. So hold on, I do have another memory card though. Wait a sec. I do have this memory card right here, which should have space on it. Okay. $18 KB free. Ooh, Lunar, level 99. We could pop in some Lunar and beat the shit out of that game. Ooh, this one's got Dragon Warrior 4 on it. I don't think that disc works anymore. So there's actually an emulator called It Might Be NES. And that's how I actually beat Dragon Warrior 4. Dragon Warrior 4 is easily one of my favorite RPGs. It is my favorite, probably my favorite Famicom NES game. That game is so cool. The story is very charming and exciting. And we're going to copy Chrono Trigger over to this thing here. We got the few the proud on the stream tonight. I am entertaining twos of people around the world, according to... we're going to copy this to memory card 2. I am sure. Okay, copy's completed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap memory card 1 and 2. And close the PlayStation 2. And we'll play some Chrono Trigger. On this modded PlayStation 2. There we go. Sometimes it takes a second. But I actually don't think it did. I think everything was just working properly. I'm going to hit the lights and see if that tends to help out any of the glare here on the camera. In the meantime, enjoy this crazy awesome opening. What the hell is this? Oh, sorry. I put Final Fantasy IV in. Whoopsie dude. We could play some Final Fantasy IV. That is some good stuff. That is actually, I think that's what Nick was talking about. If Nick is one of the people on here, but we can double back to Final. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll watch the CG opening to Final Fantasy IV, then we'll play some Chrono Trigger. I think that was it. So anyway, yeah. Final Fantasy IV, quality game. The story of Cecil, the Dark Knight, who becomes Cecil, the Holy Paladin. This game is really very good. I think this would be the first Final Fantasy that has a really knock you on your butt good story. Not that the Famicom ones didn't have a good story, but this one definitely it was really, really good. Some good character development, some twists and turns. I mean, I mean, all the Final Fantasies I enjoy, but this was kind of like the Final Fantasy VII in terms of like, wow, you guys are really doing some exciting stuff with the franchise here. Beautiful, beautiful music here. But we're gonna have to chill you out for a second here. I was like, what the freak is up with these propellers? That is not the sound of a ticking clock. But this is actually a double disc, with Chrono Trigger being the second disc, and I just snagged the first disc. Must be nice to... I'm not jealous or anything, but it must be nice to be a pretty girl that can just sit in front of a camera and ramble and stumble her way through games. Actually making a whole full motion video game about that. It's called Gamer Girl. And some people are like offended by it because they're just looking for things to be offended by, but I don't personally think there's anything. I mean, I think it's... I'm a fan of full motion video games, so I think it'd be kind of like a fun, silly thriller dating simulator, I guess is what that's supposed to be. All right, check this out. This will knock you on your butt. I'm gonna hit the lights. This, again, is the first time I've played this on this particular professional video monitor. This is a JVC PVM 13-inch. JVC PVMs are, from everything that I've read, comparable to Sony PVMs, and this is some good freaking picture here. Now, Chrono Trigger is so beloved by fans. We've had multiple projects trying to revive the franchise. One was a 3D Chrono Trigger. And again, Justin Wang has a video about that as well. I remember that game. It's okay. Back... You know, when I first got a PC, so I was like surfing the internet regularly. This is like 2003, 2004. There was the patent taken for the name Chrono Break, and everyone was super psyched about that and thought that was going to be the third Chrono Trigger game. Now, apparently, there was just a lot of stuff going on in Square where they just couldn't get their act together and make the game. So the patent sat there. I want to say it was called like Chrono Resurrection or something, was the 3D game that looked really, really good, and then they got a cease and desist. Then people made a 16-bit sequel to Chrono Trigger called Chrono Trigger, I want to say it's Crimson Echoes, and I believe that is 98% complete, and you can see some people playing it on YouTube, but that got a cease and desist, and it was so close to being done. I don't even know, like, these cease and desist things for fan games. I think that if the people making those games had any kind of halfway decent legal defense, they'd win. It's just that these kinds of trials, I know, are very expensive, and all these big corporations can do is just threaten with a lawsuit and get people to back down 9 out of 10 times. But, I mean, I don't know, like, just these free fan games that are just doing things that the companies won't do themselves. I mean, I don't see there being a problem with that. So let's go to our extras here. So This is, yeah, this... We can actually sit here and see the ending here. This would be like the... Wait, hang on a second. What's going on here? Oh, that reset it. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I've done this here. We should have... New Game Plus, alright. Free block. What are you talking about? I just transferred data. What is happening here? Why are you being so difficult, Chrono Trigger? This is a good picture. This is a good movie right here. This is when Chrono dies in the game. There's Magus. Magus is such a cool freaking dude. He's like Vegeta crossed with a vampire with a mullet. I mean, it is just as good as it sounds. There's young Magus. I love how Magus is just sitting there helpless, wanting to help Chrono. Like, Magus starts out as a bad guy, and then he turns into a good guy. Scala was the name of who Kid's precarnate self is. So okay, so I forgot. There's a difference between endings. Okay, this is going to be the dark ending right here, which shows everything go to crap. Masamune, this is a great movie right here. Frog is such a cool dude. Okay, Kato, one of the developers of this game, does a mobile RPG. What is it called? Like something about the Time Cat or something. I can't remember the name of it. And it's got a frog samurai in it. Now, there's supposedly supposed to be a version of that coming out for the Switch, which has never come out. I mean, I remember them saying like 2 years ago they were going to come out with a Switch port of that. I actually had it on my phone, and it was really good. What the hell is that game called? Something about a cat. Anyway, I had it on my phone. It was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it, but it was taking up some space on my phone, so I deleted it, and I don't know. The more people bitch about the Ouya, you know, like, oh, play Android games on your TV, like, I think I want that. I'd love to. I've got some good games downloaded. I know I could just probably like slap an HDMI into my Chromebook or something, but my Chromebook is primarily for work. Okay, so Magus starts out as an a-hole. Like, Frog has got major beef with him. Because I want to say, if memory serves me correctly, Magus killed Frog's friend. But eventually they do squash the beef. You actually do have an option to kill Magus in the game. Alright, let's do some gameplay here. Oh shit, I keep hitting circle, darn it, I'm sorry. This is a system file, it can't be loaded. I don't understand. It's saying New Game Plus, free block, no save. I don't get it. I don't know. I should be able to go to different points in the game. I mean, it's got the endings and whatnot. I mean, we already played through this part of Chrono Trigger, so I don't want to just play through it again. Let me try one more. I'm going to grab another memory card here and see if it's got anything more promising on it. I have 3 PlayStation memory cards. And that one's just so weird because it's definitely got the ending of the game on there, but it's not letting me do like New Game Plus or anything like that. So I don't know what's going on here. Sorry if this is befuddling or anticlimactic or potentially boring. But you did get to see some nice Chrono Trigger movies out of that venture, so, you know, there's that. I have a feeling that if this doesn't work, we're just going to jump to Tales of Fantasia. We do have Final Fantasy VI, both the PlayStation version and the Super Nintendo version. No save datas here. Yeah, nothing on that one. I'm just going to try all my memory cards here. Let's see what happens here. This one... Swap memory cards. Oh, so this is letting me do a free block. No save data. System file. Yeah, it's doing the same thing. Hang on. Alright, let me try this memory card. No, I'm out of memory cards. I have one more memory card. I don't know, whatever. We're going to play some Tales of Fantasia. Unless... hey, Dakota! So, we are just finishing up playing some Chrono Trigger. So we basically played through the first part of the game, ran around the Millennial Fair, had fun. I forgot to heal myself when I got into the first fight and died immediately. Then I popped in the PlayStation version of Chrono Trigger, and this memory card's got like all my movies and stuff on it, but for some reason it's not letting me play the game itself, which is pretty weird. I'm going to try one more memory card here and see if this has anything exciting on it. Yeah, I don't get it, man. All right. So Tony, do you want to do the Millennial Fair again, or do you want and see if we can get past that, or do you want me to just put in another game? I mean, I mean, on the DS version of Chrono Trigger, I definitely have some saves, but I can't think of how I could play DS and get it. Yeah, it is some whack shit. That's weird, man. I don't understand why I don't have the levels. Hang on a second, I got an idea. Let me do one more thing here. I have an idea. Don't go away. Gonna power this back on. It's up to you, man. Whatever you want to do is cool. Let me do one more thing. I'm going to see if there's any more Chrono Trigger data on that one card. On the PS2 card. Because basically what I do with my PlayStation 1 and 2 saves is I had a few PlayStation 1 memory cards that were actually I just had when it came out. And then for my PlayStation 2 memory card, which has a lot more space on it, had important backups of some good PlayStation 2 games. I have PlayStation 1 games with my PlayStation 2 games. So we'll see what we got going on here. PS2 is not broken. I don't miss memory cards. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like anything that's like a cartridge, but you're right. This is inconvenient. Me toggling through a bunch of stuff here. Oh, okay. Wait, there is more. Chrono level 52. Yeah, okay. So this is the system file, and then this would be my game data. Okay. All right, we figured out what's going on here. Tekken 3. Cool Borders 2. WCW versus the World. Final Fantasy 4. Okay. Do we have space on here? Or do we have to delete something? No, we have no KB for we gotta delete something. Evil Zone, Chrono Cross 1 and 2, Fatal Fury Wild Ambition, Final Fantasy 1, Level 99, Inuyasha. The Inuyasha tag game is very good. Wow, that many memory cards is loaded. Marvel Super Heroes vs. Street Fighter. How many KBs? The Xenogears, the first and the last. This is such a beautiful game. We should play some Xenogears. I think the next two games we're going to play are Xenogears and Tales of Phantasia on this stream. I'm going to delete... Marvel Superheroes data really serves no purpose here. 8 KB. 8 KB. Everything is 8 KB. Okay. Delete. I'll fade away and classify myself as obsolete. Obsolete! Some TNA Matt Hardy stuff. We don't need Fatal Fury Wild Ambition. Nah, yes we do, because it's going to have Mr. Karate on it. Final Fantasy 1, Marvel's... Evil Zone system data. There's nothing really on Evil Zone. Evil Zone is one of my favorite fighting games. That is a good freaking fighting game. Alright. Let's take a look at all my wonderful PlayStation games. This is the wonders of live television, people. You know, people say they want reality TV. You're looking at it right here. This is unfiltered reality television. Me toggling through memory cards, trying to find saved data from the early 2000s to entertain my viewers. Level 52. Copy. Yes, I'm sure. So you guys can see sections of Chrono Trigger beyond the first part of the game where I was felled quickly. Incidentally, I really need to get a copy of the Hokuto no Ken fighting game for PlayStation 2, because that game is freaking ridiculous. Fist of the North Star, just such a cool anime and manga. I'm such a big fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and you know, Fist of the North Star was like the basis for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it's interesting to see how it's evolved. I do miss the PS2. All the different games had different models, their icons. It was cool. Yes, I agree. All right, so now we have the system data, and I think we have the saves. So that was interesting. We took a little field trip here. The final battle. Okay. So now we can, like, run around the game. We can fight Lavos if we want. Do some exploration. So yeah, if we go up here, we're going to fight Lavos. If we go through here, we're going to travel back to the kind of the nexus of time and space. So, okay, so the first part of Chrono Trigger that we saw, that was when everything was very nice. It's the wholesome, idyllic life of the start of an RPG. You know, you have jugs of water and nice music and sunshine and flowers. So basically right here, we can change our party members. There's different places where we can fight Lavos. These are different points in the game here. I almost want to go to the apocalyptic future. Maybe we can't go to the future. Oh, there it is, Protodome. Robo is one of my favorite characters, mainly because his music is Rick Astley's music. I remember my friend was playing Chrono Trigger over the phone, and I was like, what is that wonderful music you're listening to? And it was like Robo's theme. And then I'm like, oh, I like this so much, because I later found out it was Rick Astley. Turned into like J-pop MIDI music. So this is a chilling look at things to come. This is a 80-2300 where we meet Robo. Or Prometheus. Robo has an actual cameo in Chrono Cross until he gets deactivated, because everyone in this game has to, you know, die in that game. We're going to throw down here. So you can tell right here we're like much better. I actually have like the rainbow sword, which is gonna like just beat the crap out of anything. Because this, like right now, I'm like all leveled up and I can just like smash whatever I want. Including Lavos, that evil bastard. So this is an example of like the load time in fights. Now, eventually, we get these super moves, like dropping giant frogs on people. Hang on a second. Watch this. Combo attack. So Meryl's going to shoot. Ice. Frog's going to do a spell. And that's one of the ways you can do like massive damage on this game. So yeah, this is our dark future here. Now the thing is, like, when you go around this game, each place that you go to, each period of time just has its own interesting character. And I don't know, for me, I've always liked post-apocalyptic stuff. I find the combination of dysfunction and warmth very charming and interesting, and the tension and the struggle and the maintaining your humanity in the face of difficulty, all very interesting. Let's race cars. Speaking of the saddle of you, Tony, this became a game on the saddle of you. Like, they literally had a few Chrono Trigger games on Saddle of You, and this was one of them. The racing game, and then they had Radical Dreamers, the dark text-based sequel. Johnny is a big part of that OVA, that 20-minute OVA. Ah, darn it, we just missed it. Great mini games in this piece of RPG history right here. Oh, screw you, man. We were doing this again. Yeah, circle makes you a boost. You get 3 of those. If you take a look in the bottom corner there, you'll see how close you are to the finish line, and you basically just have to kind of time your loops around and try to knock the other guy back. I won! This is what Super Nintendo always prided itself on. It's being able to spin the camera around on its games and all that goodness. And again, playing on a PVM, like the freaking, like Tony was saying this earlier, like the pixel work on it is just stunning and brave. You beat me, I don't get it. Well, challenge me anytime. We'll ride like the wind, babe. So we'll go in this dome here. Basically, you know, it's interesting. They'll have these places with survivors and, like, you know, there's like just no food. And they have these things where it's like you can like heal your body, but there's no food. So we got a seed going here, though. That's good. There's an old man living alone in a dome near Death Peak. Talk about crackpots. F-Zero, baby. It is. Just like F-Zero. The Mario Nintendo had modes. Super Nintendo had mode 7. Yep. I do have some money. Let me patronize this poor post-apocalyptic person here. Yeah, let's get some revives. I only have like $22 million here. 51 revives it is. There you go. Go buy yourself a new soiled cloak. I got Tom Petty's Last Dance stuck in my head. I was just playing it on guitar. Nice. Oh, hell yeah. Cool. Cool. All right. All right. I don't remember exactly how I get back to that point where I have all the places that'll teleport me around. I'll have to probably trek back across all the domes and stuff. Let's fight these rats here. We should take a shot at Lavos. I'll show you guys the Lavos fight. I mean, I can just like smash the crap out of anything back here because I'm so leveled up. Yeah, lower, like, yeah, there's certain things that attack based on ratio. So low low HP, low damage. All right, I'm gonna reset this here. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fight Lavos, the final boss of the game, and whatever comes of that, we'll just see what happens, and then we'll play something else. Yeah, Xenogears, that is some interesting stuff, man. It's got like all kinds of philosophical, theological, and psychological tropes that it pulls from. It's good stuff. Now, some people are always like, oh, what books are you reading? Whatever. I'm going to tell you, like, right now, like, I read nonfiction and Japanese RPGs. So I'll read, like, history and philosophy nonfiction books and textbooks and, like, stuff, like, either for, like, classes or Noam Chomsky or that kind of thing. So I'll read intellectual or academic or job-related stuff. And then some of that's pleasure reading, some of that's required reading. And I do it when I feel like doing it. Like I don't like read to make a point of reading. I read when I have to or when I want to. For leisure reading or quote unquote light reading, you want to play a different RPG? Or do you want me to take a shot? I'm going to take a shot at Lavos here. But okay, this is my fun time here. This is like my beach reading, are these JRPGs, which because of my, family situation, and sometimes I just want to chill and do something quick, because of my job, or whatever. I don't get to play these as much as I, like to. For example, I got to beat Final Fantasy VII Remake, and my comic contest, and my son, and I just don't have time, man. And and anytime I try to, I start falling asleep. Here's Lavos. Wow, Lavos looks awesome on this monitor. This is Lavos. Cyrus, this will be our finest battle. Alright, let's get him. It's been so long since I've fought him. I think the last time I did this was on the DS. We're gonna do a triple technique. There's something up with... I gotta attack like one corner of him. We gotta heal. Cure 2, Frog. Luminaire. This is Chrono's badass attack. We're gonna do this. Child of Light right here. Check out my holy magic attack. Arc Impulse. I want to say it's this arm that we have to attack. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna play... Okay, we got one arm down. We gotta cure Meryl, though. Elixir. This isn't his final form, though. This isn't even his final form. Damn. Arc Impulse, that arm. Come on. See how intense and cool this is? We didn't get as many of the JRPGs in the US, so it's like... This is a big reason why the Super Famicom was so dominant in Japan. I mean, Sega had its RPGs. What the frick is going on here? Oh, did he... He's freezing on my guys here. Okay, they're out of it. Combination. Arc Impulse. Come on. Triple team! We gotta take that arm out. X strike. Engaging main body. I'm just gonna keep like doing this triple team attack to this arm here. Lavos looks like Cell with a third eye. Good, we got both arms down. We gotta heal. Ah, crap. He's got Frog confused. We got one elixir. Lightning 2. Chrono's got no heal spells. And Frog is, like, out of his head. Cure 2. I don't want to use that elixir just yet if I don't have to. Shadow Slay. Crap. Darn you and your active turn-based style here. Screw this crap. Chrono, you're getting an elixir. Alright, we're going to heal up here. And then we are going to Arc Impulse again. And just keep, you know, doing 4,000 damage to him until he can't take it anymore. Shadow Doom Blaze. Yeesh. Man. Crap, Frog's down. Uh-oh. Lavos is powering up. We're wasting too much time trying to toggle between our attacks here. Frog has got to get healed, but at the same time, I'm like, I just want to hurry up and keep doing that triple team attack to him. Now, Chrono's got that Luminaire attack. Yeah, Frog's down again. This is so cool. I gotta play this damn game. Yeah, you do, man. We gotta get Frog back on his feet, man. Meryl's gotta heal Chrono right now. No, that's Chrono, damn it. Luminaire, come on. Come on, healer. Cure 2 to Chrono. Damn it. Shadow Slay. It's not too bad. Alright. Revive Frog. And then Meryl's gonna heal Frog. And I'm gonna just keep hitting Luminaire. I've got like freaking almost max health right now. Frog's almost maxed out again. Meryl's Cure 2 is some good stuff. Serge's Luminaire and Chrono Cross looks really, really good. Well, that did a whole lot of nothing. Luminaire, come on. Cure 2, Cure 2. Heal. Who's in bad shape here? I'm gonna heal. Ah, shit, I should have healed Meryl. Oh, she healed herself. That's good. No, I did it right. Shoot, Chrono's out of HP. Ether, Ether, Ether. Ether? Where the freak is my Hyper Ether? Come on. Alright, we're just going for it here. Did we get him? Yeah, we got him. Alright. But that's not his final form, though. It's all the fun of fighting Cell. Is this the final boss? Yes. This is... No, this is... Okay. It's humanoid. No, this is not the final boss. The final boss is... He looks like a giant pine cone. It's collected all of the vitality from the creatures who had lived on the planet. Are you saying it's the reason we're all here? It's too much to bear. We have been reared like animals. Our lives hath been for naught. This is Chrono and ours and Lean's and Doan's. Everyone's. I mean, everyone's world. My life retaineth its meaning. We haveth our own will. Alright. He's got 3... No, this is the final... Okay, Tony. This is the final boss. I believe he has 3 forms. Alright. We're healing up here. Full tonic. I don't even know what that does. I want to say you gotta attack this one first. Alright. Meryl's getting that Hyper Ether because she's the healer. Maybe this is his final form. I'm not. I want to say he's got the cocoon shell version. All right. Anyway, here we go. It's been a while since I've done this here. All right, we're gonna Luminaire this bastard here. Actually, no. I want to say it's no. That's the. Which one's the healer? Go at this side here. I always want to say it's the left side you gotta attack first, but I could be off. Oh, fantastic. I'm gonna lose. Yeah, that is the one you gotta attack. That's the healing side. Revive, revive. Hit the healer. Damn. Ah, we're gonna lose. Yeah, that's it. Darn it. Well, looks like we'll have to level up some more. But yeah, that was Lavos and some of Chrono Trigger. This is the bad ending here. There's like different points in the game where you can fight Lavos too, and depending on when and where you fight him in the game, it will give you different endings. This is a game that is really, really fun to play. So its replayability comes both in the fact that it's just genuinely fun to play and the fact that it just has a lot of different endings. So yeah, I cannot recommend Chrono Trigger enough. It's, I would say, the best game on the Super Nintendo. I would say it's a strong argument for being the best RPG of all time. The story, the music, the artwork, it's all just so top-notch and unique and captivating and charming. And it's got that edge that comes with the apocalyptic genre. All of it is just the best. But the future refused to change. So that's the bad ending. So Lavos goes and smashes stuff up. Now, if we had won, we would have gotten something that would look a little like this. Hold on. Now, obviously, I'm gonna. Okay, so I could show you the pixelated ending, which is really good. But I can also show you. No, what's going on? I got extras on here. Extras. Wait, slot 1. That's the final battle. Extras mode. I don't even know what's going on. There's something weird going on with these memory cards. I thought for sure I put both the system data and the game data on that. Either way, that's Chrono Trigger. We've played a lot of it. We've played it for pretty much 2 hours. So hopefully you've enjoyed that and have felt that is worthwhile time. So we'll play something else. We'll play some Tales of Fantasia and some Xenogears next. Part of me is wanting to get a snack in the kitchen. I don't know what we have here. What do we have? We have, ooh, check this out. Paw Patrol crackers, graham crackers. This is some good stuff here. And then we've got some coffee. And Santino's Potty Juji Fruits. I don't know if Allie is still watching or not, but we shut the cupboard door that time. So I was like, shut the door. All right. Normally when I snack, I want to make something in the blender, but we're not going to do like a Ron Popeil juicing right now. We're going to get Chase. Remember when Psycho people wanted to cancel Chase because he was a cop? They're all like, A-cab, man, A-cab. And it's like, yeah, no, they're not. They're nice. And so is Chase. So, all right. Okay. Actually, I should get some coffee, too. So, why don't we play, just a little bit of Xenogears. There's actually a really interesting thing you can do with Xenogears. If you pop Xenogears into the PlayStation while you have the Lunar making of disc in the game, you can basically like watch all the movies on the disc for Xenogears. It's really weird. It's interesting. Fun fact, this NWO shirt also glows in the dark. Let's see if it'll actually glow on camera here. Hold on. Nah, it's not dark enough, but either way, whatever. Well, maybe it is. Hang on. It's like going to the bathroom where it's like really dark. See if this actually glows in the dark. Can you see this? No, you can't. It's just like, now you hear nothing but like calming cicadas. Eating a pickled sausage. These things are good. All right, good deal. All is right with the world. Okay, what am I doing? More coffee. All right, there we go. This coffee pot is like, okay. Oh, hey, it's Donkey Kong. Hey, Donkey Kong. What's Donkey Kong up to? Ooh, hello. It's actually Donkey Kong Jr. He's now grown up and drives his own supercart. So it's good stuff here. All right, we've got our JoJo coffee. We've got our Paw Patrol snackaroos. And now we're going to go play more JRPGs. All is right with the world. Except I can't find my Roku remote. That's really bothering me. I just had it. I'm always misplacing stuff. I always put my controllers, or my remotes, on top of the Commodore 64 monitor, conveniently located next to Mario and Sailor Moon. But it's not there right now, and I don't know where it is. So I have a hard time toggling through the channels on my Roku, which plays on the very nice Trinitron TV over there. So, yeah, good stuff. All right. Xenogears. All right. Where are you? Now, the cool thing about Xenogears, it's got this nice cover right here. But if you want to play the Japanese version, it's got the very cool subtitle, God only knows. Xenogears. And like the X looks like a cross. So it's good stuff. This plays with a lot of Western philosophies. It fell on the ground and split into pieces. I sure hope not. So, I mean, I was thinking that it was, it was like at my workstation here. This is where I work on my manga for my contest. And you see this one page is like coming along. And Santino always sits next to me and sketches his stuff. And then I usually have my remote like right here and then some comics for like reference material and like inspiration. And I don't know, like I don't have it. Sometimes I'll like set the remote on things to like get it out of the way so like or Santino can't reach it or something, but it's like legit nowhere around here. I thought I might have put it next to the iMac. Incidentally, we'd probably get copyright strikes, but I got a ton of really good Japanese music videos on this iMac. So it's good stuff. Okay, let's get some Xenogears going here. Santino moved it and threw it in the toilet. I mean, I don't think he did, but I'm not 100% he didn't either. I'm 99% sure he didn't, but he does he is kind of fascinated with the toilet. As we all are. Xenogears. Faye and Ellie. Or Adam and Eve. As someone who enjoys Christianity and Japanese anime and philosophy, you really can't ask for a better video game. Because it's literally Christianity, Japanese anime, and philosophy. This was Square's answer to Neon Genesis Evangelion. And I never actually saw the ending to Evangelion. And it sounds like they didn't really know how to end it. So they just... I mean, I don't know. I didn't see the ending. But from what I saw, the ending is very, very vague and abstract. And that may be for creative reasons, or it may be because they just were out of money and didn't know how to end it. Either way, Xenogears was running short on time, so its second disc is got a lot of text. Like, it's just basically Faye sitting in a rocking chair telling a lot of the events that are happening. This game is thoroughly enjoyable and has a very good ending. I love it. So, you know, all right, your character will like transform, and so will your mech. So you go to like Faye to turn into Id, which is like his dark side, and he like has this like kind of psycho red hair, and Weltel turns all red. And I want to say it's got like wings too. But then you get like the God gear, which is like the holy gear. Like the gears are like Gundams, and you like come in contact with God, and like, and God is called the wave of existence. But then there's this like man-made God as well that, you know, you ultimately fight. And you beat with the help of like the true God. It's really interesting stuff, and like they kind of like play with the Nietzschean trope of God killing, but they also add like the Christianity aspect of things, like God above like man-made gods. It's really, really good, and there is a lot of time travel in this game, but it takes place through reincarnation. So it's really good stuff. There's a romance, there's a love story at the center of it, because the male and female protagonists are together through different periods of time through reincarnation. It's a very powerful, interesting game that starts out like a kind of traditional RPG, and then I'd say about like a few hours in, it just goes batshit crazy interesting. Like, I remember playing this, and like, I'm like, oh, this game's alright, you know, it's a good game, solid JRPG, and then like they do some interesting stuff with the story, and then it's just like it really, you don't know where the game is going, in terms of its direction, and it really keeps you guessing. It's a really, 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 really good game. Xenogears. This is definitely one of the best RPGs ever, arguably the best video game ever. Totally underrated, tragic. That's not that it's underrated, underexposed. Actually, I believe you can get this game. You could get this game on the PlayStation 3 store. I don't know exactly if it's on the PlayStation store anymore. But let's get down to it. Sorry. Try to get this situated a bit here. Woo. There we go. Insert disc 2. Alright. I could start out just at the start of this game, but you get this cool pirate sidekick named Bart. It's really cool. And then this like scientist called Shitan Uzuki, who does return in Xeno Saga. So you can see it's kind of like if Chrono Trigger was on a PlayStation. This is like how it looks. I mean, we just played Chrono Trigger on PlayStation, but... Sigurd. Sorry for, like, the crackling of my, How do you fly this again? It's been a while. Square? No, square must land it. Or go back to the deck. Yeah, square goes back to the deck. Sorry, this isn't, like, the most exciting thing, me trying to figure out how to fly this ship here. Yeah, I don't know, it's interesting, like, RPGs, they're very, like, personal experiences here, you know. Up makes you go up. No, down makes you go up. And I say that because it's, like, usually, you know, these are games you play, like, by yourself, but then, you know, there are some people who like to stream them. Deus. Okay. So, there's times when you are, like, piloting your gears. What the hell did I just do? You know, there's times when you pilot your gears, and there's times when you, like, run around. And it's been so long since I've played this game, like, I don't completely know... what we're actually doing here. Alright, random encounter. Oh, by the way, these mechs do karate. It's fantastic. Alright, so we're just gliding along, doing our thing. Having another random encounter. Okay, so you see here, there's like different types of attacks you can do. And the amount of attacks you do will affect your fuel for your mech. You can actually, like, thread together combos by hitting different buttons. And each mech has its own unique characters and fighting style. So again, this game, it kind of like pivots back and forth between 2D sprites and 3D. So it's really taking advantage of all the graphical styles that were popular in 1998 as far as Japanese video games. So, I mean, yeah, this is... I mean, I think this is as good as it gets here. God Gear looks so cool. It looks like Wing Zero, you know, from Gundam Wing, but it glides and has, you know, spikes coming out of its head and back. Good stuff. Alright, where are we going here? Come on. We want to go down. So we just keep encountering things. We're at like the 2-hour mark. I want to like, you know, get a little something out of Xenogears here before we switch to Tales of Phantasia. We spent so much time playing Chrono Trigger. Which, if we are going to spend a lot of time playing a game, you know, it should be Chrono Trigger. If this stream has done nothing else, it's hopefully gotten you guys to get a copy of Chrono Trigger. Because, telling you right now, Chrono Trigger is just the... It's just the best. Alright, that's the way we came in. Lots of random encounters here. And they're all pretty much the same thing here. Good thing is these things can't take like one good attack from you, though. Someone leveled up. Oh. Incidentally, you should also check out the commercials for Xenogears on YouTube in Japan. Like, the Japanese commercials are great. Sword Seraph. There's also, like, Soylent Greens in this game. They're made out of people. Time for a ridiculously powerful special attack on these peons right here. These things are ghosts, so like physical attacks I guess aren't working on them. Bart's taking some shots here. Fine, more ether. That's not gonna do any good. Special options. See if these ridiculously over-the-top attacks will take care of these like really annoying ghost things. There's one down. Yeah, fine. I don't care. Well, that just makes him get more health. Alright. Fine, I'll do another Big Bang attack. You are gonna feel my wrath as we fly up to the heavens and unleash a holy torrent of light and laser. Man, please go down already. Alright, got him. Alright, good deal. Man, more dead ends. I gotta tell you, the random encounter rate on this is pretty ridiculous.
Maybe we can, I mean, I don't mind it, but for a live stream, it's kind of tricky. Alright, as much as I love this, I'm actually going to reset this here. Hang on a second. I'll show you guys a little bit of the opening to Xenogears. Just so you can get a taste for what the start of the game is like. Rather than having me, you know, run around the final dungeon getting, like, random encounters every 2 seconds. I mean, like any RPG, you're just going to be running around in an idyllic setting, and then crap's going to hit the fan. And then mix in, there's going to be really good anime movies. And CG cutscenes. One game that I'm excited about getting on that Shonen Jump Famicom is All Night Nippon Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, so please, just buy this game. Don't take my word for it. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. The first and the last. That's what Jesus says. I'm gonna hit the light so you can fully appreciate this cutscene here. Is it a space opera? A fantasy RPG? Yes. The other thing, too, that's cool about these cutscenes is they go back and forth between cell animation that's completely hand-drawn and then these, like, CG anime scenes where the anime is, like, computer-colored and then other stuff, like the mechs and stuff, were all CG. Here we are playing some Xenogears. So basically I just ran around the last dungeon for a little bit, and now we're just starting the game. We basically just played Chrono Trigger, both the Super Nintendo version and the PlayStation version. And now we're playing Xenogears. Xenogears is a JRPG that borrows heavily from Christianity, 19th, 20th century European philosophy, Freudian psychology, Neon Genesis Evangelion and Gundam. Square JRPG style. All good stuff. The captain never leaves his sinking ship. That's what Peppa Pig's grandfather says. Yeesh. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of Adam and Eve biblical references and all kinds of awesome stuff here. Again, it's been a while since I played Xenogears, so I can't remember all the nuance and twists and turns it's going to take to lead to our resolution of, you know, our character's relationship to the dawn of existence and how the future reboots itself and all other kinds of good stuff. The eternal recurrence, so on and so forth. Ultimate holy justice. It's actually interesting, a game that, like, you know, kind of combines Nietzsche and Christianity when those two things are so, you know, Nietzsche is so vitriolically anti-Christian and hysterically so. So basically, we're just kind of starting off. So we have that, like, space opera scene, you know, where you kind of, like, see this ship crash and you see this lone woman on a planet. And it's just kind of going on about the politics of the time. So we're kind of starting off in this, like, kind of, you know, typical sword and sorcery type world with some mechs thrown in there. You know, we're kind of at a point in time where, you know, you had massive technological development. But then things went south, and now we're basically back to, you know, the kind of, not quite, you know, like kind of more or less medieval lifestyle. But these gears are starting to get discovered, these giant mechs, and are being used for the geopolitical, you know, goals of the powers that be of the time. And, you know, we're definitely going to get some Star Wars Darth Vader going on in here pretty soon. Faye, I am your father. The remote village of Lahan, in the outskirts of Eva. The thing about playing RPGs is, like, before they, I mean, I'm more of a fan of just purely text-based than voice-acted. But when you do, I don't know, I mean, they're good in different ways, but I like text-based better than voice acting. But then you don't know how anything is pronounced. Damn you. Back horse stance is what the Weltall is using. Hiya! That's one down. What on earth are you? No matter how often I knock you down, you still get up. Faye, stop! You must not fight here. Boy, are you persistent. And the fire raged. In my painting! Next to these happy trees, a little phthalo blue. And there's no mistakes here in our painting here. There's only happy accidents. A happy little squirrel over here. Now for a short break. I'm certainly not going to lose my mind and explode the town. I'm going to get an Aquasol out of this barrel here. And another Aquasol. The cool thing about Xenogears is it's basically got your traditional 16-bit, kind of overhead style. But you can, like, rotate the camera and... it's a really nice mixture of polygonal backgrounds, 2D sprites, the kind of overhead microcosmic view of the environment that really, kind of distills itself into a digestible video game appearance that's easily observable. And then it will switch at times to, full 3D, when it comes to cutscenes like you saw at the start of the game. Who is it? Who are you? Says Chief Lee. What do you want me to look after this boy? Yes, I would. This game also has some really, really nice music that is, reminiscent of Chrono Trigger. Timothy and Alice are getting married. I mean, I would probably just leave town before that wedding. Because, the town might be on fire, but we don't know that. That eerie painting I'm doing could just be a coincidence. Here's my buddy, Timothy. Certainly your girlfriend doesn't have requited feelings for me. Hi there, Faye. Sorry for us all using your house like this, but we have to talk about the big day tomorrow with the village chief. Yeah, tomorrow, huh? Your wedding with Alice. Now that's a big day. I think Alice likes Timothy better than Faye anyway, but she seems a little like, something about you. And then the shit starts to hit the fan. I just want to thank both you and Alice. 3 years ago, I woke up in this village without a trace of my memory. I don't know who I was or where I'd been or what I'd been doing up till this day. I couldn't recall a single thing. Despite that, you and Alice sympathized with me and encouraged me to go on. If the two of you hadn't been there for me, I don't know what would have become of me. Timothy, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Now you and Alice had better live happily ever after. Ha ha. Quit it, will ya? You don't have to go and get all mushy on me. Anyway, it feels like I've always been friends with you, ever since we were kids. And we will go on being friends forever, right? Of course. Oh yeah, Faye, could you stop by and check on Alice? I still have stuff to discuss with my old man and the village chief. But I'm sure she'll be glad to have some company. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. Anyway, see you later. Oh, and I'm really looking forward to the ceremony tomorrow. Ah, there you are. This balding child here is going to have lots of interesting things to say to us. I have something to talk to you about that you need to talk about. Hello there, Dan. You're lively today? Dan, don't be so rude. What's all this barging in and all? Timothy's here, too. Butt out, Timothy. Until you marry my sister, you have nothing to do with me at all. I just have some business here with my friend Faye. So anyway, Faye, I have to talk to you about something. What is it, Dan? It sounds serious. Yeah, that's why I can't talk about it here. There's a certain person listening in who could cause us trouble. It's really important. I gotta talk seriously, one-on-one, man-to-man. Be hanging around outside, so I'll see you there later. Be seeing you, Timothy. Take care of yourself until tomorrow. So he's gonna try to, hook me up with his sister, because I think he sees something that the sister is, attracted to Faye. I mean, it's nothing it's not like she doesn't like Timothy. I just think that there's kind of a tender attraction to Faye. I mean, this is the deal, Faye is tied to all kinds of craziness in terms of his role in the universe and his dark side and its destructive capacity. Interesting stuff. It's not too late. You can still be my brother. Steal Alice and run off with her. It may be odd for me to say this, but my sister's beautiful and a good cook. And she's well endowed, too. So I could try to steal my best friend's girlfriend, fiance, but I'm just not going to break the bro code. What are you talking about, Dan? Timothy and Alice are both my best friends. You know I can't do that. Yeah, I know that, if you were gonna be like that. But if you change your mind, come and talk to me. So, we'll leave that soap opera on a bit of a cliffhanger there. I'm gonna pop in some Tales of Fantasia, because I had said that was gonna be the next game we're gonna play. That's probably gonna be the last game we'll play on this stream, since we're approaching 3 hours. But that's the thing with these really good RPGs, is that they take a while. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at how lucid and non-lulled into unconsciousness I am by the amount of reading we've been doing on this stream. So it's good stuff. All right, we'll shut off like so. You know why? Maybe it's because I didn't go to the gym today. Because I had a bit of a sinus headache because of the weather change. I know you mentioned Chrono Trigger, but I don't know if you played anything else. I only played Chrono Trigger and Xenogears. So what I'm going to play right now, since Tony brought it up, is Tales of Fantasia for the Super Nintendo, Super Famicom. This is a custom... Tales of Fantasia only came out on the Super Famicom. This is a custom cartridge that is yellow. Very, very beautiful cartridge. In a Super Nintendo style shell, and plays on American Super Nintendos, and it is English translated. And I have this game on the Game Boy Advance, but sadly the Game Boy Advance cuts out the Japanese pop music that they were actually able to put on this cartridge, so it's pretty insane. how they were able to push the audio of the Super Nintendo, a 16-bit cartridge console, to be able to play J-pop songs. So, we're going to pull up Chrono Trigger. There's Chrono Trigger right here. And we will put in Tales of Fantasia, or as they say in the Japanese commercials, Tales of Fantasia. We'll get our good friend the SCART cable right here. Along with a sip of coffee. And, yeah, I have to, priority first, gotta finish my manga, but I really gotta play Final Fantasy VII Remake more. I'm, way early, I'm, not even an hour, I'm like an hour into the game. I'm in Midgar. I gotta do these, odd jobs for people around the slums, and I don't know, it's not very linear. I just have to sit down and do it. Search for people. You guys know that if there's darkness in this world, it exists in the hearts of men. I'm gonna hit the lights. Just being quiet so you can hear the opening here. I don't want to put it too loud, though, because I don't want to wake up wife and baby here. Man. Hang on. Try to get this a little closer for you here. That Mode 7 flexing its muscles. All right, good stuff. All right, so the gameplay here. So there's an emulator that attempts to bring increased depth with Mode 7. Interesting. All right, where's my controller? Right here. Oops, sorry. Wrong button. So, nice big sprites here. Running around, super smooth gameplay. We're playing this a bit on a previous stream here. So pretty much side-scrolling action here. And at a certain point, we'll start to get some spells here and whatnot to really beef up some of our options here. But this opts for a different camera angle, and rather than punching in, commands on a menu, really you can just kind of hit forward. It's got a little bit of a hack and slash dimension to it. And the other nice thing about this game is the really nice big sprites for the chibi graphics here. It gives you a lot of detail both on the characters and on the enemies. Really, this is a nice progression of the style that was really made famous on the Famicom. I think stuff like F-Zero and Link to the Past map look great on it. Interesting. Cool. I don't have an official cartridge of Link to the Past, but I do have Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo Mini. Guess I can't carry out that statue, but maybe I can pull it around. You can push or pull statue stones directly in front of you by pressing and holding accept or moving the statue around. Okay. That's not too difficult. I remember beating this game after... Okay, so I had to, like, chaperone as a substitute teacher. I had to chaperone, like, this last day of school activity at a youth center. And I remember afterward, I was, like, waiting to either drive... I think my mom was a chaperone, too, so I was either, like, waiting to, like, take her back, or I was waiting for a ride somewhere. So either one of two things. I either had a car and was giving a ride, or didn't have a car and... had to wait to get picked up. I don't remember which one it was, but what I do remember is I brought my Game Boy Advance and was playing this game outside while I was waiting. And it's definitely a game that's highly captivating, and it has a really engaging story, which, I've beaten this game twice, and that was like years ago, so I don't really remember all the finer details of it. I just remember I really enjoyed it as I was playing through it. And I was disappointed that the Game Boy Advance version did not have the Japanese opening music. Now, the Game Boy Advance version also opts for a much more saturated color palette, which isn't good or bad. It's just different. I mean, I like how it looks. I prefer, even though I'm someone who always likes bright, bold colors, I do like the Super Nintendo version of this game. I just like the Super Nintendo version, the packaging, everything's very well done. And part of me is like, oh, the Game Boy Advance version's cool because it does its own thing. Another part of me is like, I would just like to have the Super Nintendo version. So I kind of pivot back and forth between, this is the Game Boy version, it's its own version, and me missing the whole 100% Super Nintendo game. But, ultimately I think it's good that Game Boy Advance version is a bit unique. I just wish the American version had the Japanese opening, though. That is such a freaking waste. I hate when stuff like that happens. This apple gum really boosts my attacks here. Guy Jillionaire actually just did a nice video about the order of attack buttons on, like, Japanese controllers. Like, I'm just, like, always wanting to hit the equivalent of X on a PlayStation controller, but really you're supposed to hit circle, like in Final Fantasy VII. And that's because circle is the standard go for the Japanese style. It's also where the A was on the NES controller. We can beat some bees. Yatta. Man, the audio on this, I just can't get over. That they're able to fit a J-pop song on a cartridge, and then they give you a lot of really nice voice samples, both for victory and fighting. And if you want to hit the menu, you hit X, and that'll let you, do things like change your tactics of your partner and things like that. If you have any spells, you can use them. You can also just do straight hack and slash. So yeah, it's a really, 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 really nice game. And Tales of games are still going. In no small part due to the awesomeness of this game. Man, random encounter rate very high. This game's fun to play though. Like the fights are sometimes, when you're playing JRPGs, like, it doesn't really bother me, but the fights are, they're basically things where you just hit one button kind of a lot, just trying to speed up the process and toggle through menus. And I mean, I like that a lot. I really like that style. But this game does a good job of having a really fast-paced, unique battle system, while at the same time having that slow charm of a good RPG story. Charm and excitement. It's not one or the other. I mean, it can be, but it shouldn't have to be. And it definitely was not the majority of titles of the role-playing variety on the Super Famicom and the Sony PlayStation. Really, that whole 8 to 16 to 32-bit era. And I mean, it is the time where I grew up in, so I'm probably feeling the most sympathetic towards it. But if you take a look at the quality of those games, they were just often very high because, there just wasn't the incentive out there to make a half-assed game and then, try to make people buy it again for a whole-assed game. We're gonna, we'll wrap up the stream pretty soon. I just want to see what happens here when I kind of move along. Man, another attack. I think I'm such a beast here. Come on. We're so close. There we go. Ooh, level up. Power up. And we made it to the next place. So, cool. Alright, gang. So, we have been streaming for just about 2 hours. I'm fully planning, unless this thing does not come on streaming tomorrow, the US, not the US version, but the hacked version of the Shonen Jump Famicom that is filled with a lot of English language translations of the games on here, various other visual novels, RPGs, and other NES Famicom adventure games have been added to it, thanks to our good friend Retro Zoltan. So this should be coming, the English language hack to this should be coming tomorrow, and we will be streaming from it when it does come. It should be here Saturday at the absolute latest, but I think it should be here tomorrow because when I sent my package to Zoltan in New Jersey, I keep saying New Jersey, New Hampshire, it took 3 days. New Hampshire is not far from upstate New York, so we should, it should be here tomorrow, and when we do get it, we will stream it. So plan on plan on me doing a stream tomorrow, and if that doesn't work out, plan on me doing a stream on Saturday. I am going to, wrap it up for the evening. Maybe put a quick television program on. Maybe have a snack I probably shouldn't have. Maybe another bag of little animal crackers. And before I start getting too tired, I'll wrap it up. It's been fun. We've only played Thank You, Arrow. You rest well, too. I always appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate your friendship and interest in the content on the channel. You may be interested, if you haven't seen them already, I did upload some Japanese commercials for things like dry beer, cigarettes, and eyeliner. So enjoy those. And look forward to more content of that variety coming soon. Not that I'm encouraging drunkenness or smoking. You shouldn't smoke, but the commercial I uploaded from the 80s is really cool. And there's also the full Dry song by Masayuki Suzuki for that Gene Hackman commercial is up on the channel as well. It's blocked in Japan, but if you're not in Japan, feel free to enjoy it. I've got some fan art that goes along with that, so that's on the channel too. Just always uploading different artistic and video game stuff. I'm kind of, mellowing more on the political. I mean, I haven't really, honestly, since 2016, I haven't really done any serious political or videos or more kind of heavy topics. I've just been kind of trying to just keep it light and have fun, and so that's just what we're doing. But just check the channel. There's all kinds of fun content, both serious and recreational, more recreational. And we'll be back tomorrow. So again, thanks for watching. I appreciate all your friendship and interest in the channel. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the very near future. Bye-bye.